Sanders is working at making some cookies. What kind are you making?
Sugar cookies.
Oh, sugar cookies. What do you got in there?
Butter and sugar.
Just butter and sugar?
Yeah.
And that looks good to you? Ew. You would eat that?
Maybe.
It's a new recipe, so he's following it very closely.
I do that with everything.
Oh, yes. That's a good thing. You have to slowly add this?
What's this?
Okay. Do you have to turn the oven on?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Cookie dough thief. Sanders works hard at making cookies and you just eat the dough.
Cookie dough is actually very good for you.
Oh.
It's if you're on the raw food diet.
Dad's lecture.
Raw flour. Raw egg.
Flour, raw egg,
Raw
sugar,
all that.
all that.
Are you on a raw food diet?
Wow, when I eat cookie dough, I am.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
enough. He has to have enough cookies to bake because we
many-
actually have to try the
We
recipe.
have company.
We do?
We do?
Is it good?
Yeah, it's very good.
Do you think it'll make good cookies then?
Yeah, and you was accusing me of taking too big of pieces earlier, so now
Well-
I take little ones. So three little ones is the same as one little bit bigger one.
I never allowed you to take any.
I said one, and here you take 4.
4 cookies you've eaten. I guess you don't
I
need any
haven't-
baked
I
cookies.
have not eaten nowhere near the size of that cookie dough ball.
Yes, you have.
I am not.
Yeah, you have.
I mean,
At least twice.
You can't.
And you keep-
demonstrate.
Every little piece you pick is half a cookie.
See? You saying this?
How many times are you going to do that?
I've done it 5.
That's-
It ain't even close. See, look, compare the size. That's not even close.
5 of those.
5
is
of these
like
is
3 cookies.
Half of a cookie.
Plus
You're
you
not-
had 2 whole cookies. So what are you doing?
Rolling them up.
So you roll them up in a ball? Did you wash your hands?
The wire welder's
No, I
disappearing now.
No, I didn't think so.
Cow poop on there.
And then what? Then you dipped them in
Sugar.
sugar. Them are going to be huge cookies.
That's why I'm helping downsize them.
Yeah, okay.
That's why that
Can't
doesn't
have
get
them too
cookies.
big, but I would like to see them about like that.
No.
Why?
You
It's
can't
nice
even.
to have a big cookie.
You can't even get that off the thing.
If
need
you
3
think about it-
spatulas.
You get more cookies if they're smaller. Wouldn't you
Or
want
one
more
big one.
cookies than
You
just
and your-
one?
You and your thinking. People love a big cookie, and they will pay big money for a big cookie.
Okay,
You
Dad,
will?
You pay me big money and I'll make you a big cookie.
Ooh, there's
Have you
a...
ever noticed that at a cookie store? People like them big single wrap cookies.
People like the big containers with lots of cookies in them.
You guys.
Sanders, you have a business
So-
potential here. Dad says he's willing to pay big money.
So for you audience out there, what would you prefer? A big cookie? Or one big cookie or a bunch of little cookies?
There you go.
That's a good question. Leave it in the comments.
Or would you rather have cookie dough?
Or would you rather just eat cookie dough? There, you got 2 questions.
Okay. How long do they go in the oven?
Nobody got milk.
Uh-oh.
They're crispy.
You don't want crispy, you want soft.
There's another question.
A soft cookie or a crispy cookie? What would you prefer?
I prefer just right.
I prefer it light crisp.
Crisp on the outside, gooey in the middle?
I want it cooked.
Not good, not gooey, but yeah,
Cooked
soft in the
firmly.
middle. Yeah, you should set the timer. Alright, so while Sanders is making cookies, I'm going to work in the sunroom. This is my sunroom. And I'm going to be planting my tomatoes today. It is April 1st. I think it's time. I've waited long enough. I have, and some of you may have seen my post on Instagram or Facebook about the many varieties of tomatoes I have. Yes, I am wearing gloves because I poured hot water over the soil already, so I mixed it in with my gloves. And I haven't taken them off. But I do have like 23 or 24 different varieties of, well, that's a pepper, of tomatoes this year. Got lots of new ones that I'm trying, and I'm excited. I'm having a hard time working with these gloves. It's nothing like getting your hands dirty, you know? Alright, so just a few. I bought some from M.I. Gardener. So I have the Sheboygan tomato, and these are a paste tomato. I have watermelon beefsteak tomato, and I'm just going through just a few of them that I've got. I've got a vintage wine tomato. What else? I'm going to be doing the mortgage lifter. I think last year was the first time that I planted these, and I loved them. And I have a purple Cherokee, and then I ordered from a company called Tomato Growers. So I have Patty's striped beef steak. That's those. They don't have any pictures on them, but I have Italian red pear. I have Rocky speckled Roman and sausage. Sausage is a paste tomato also. Anyways, I've got lots of them. I'm doing my all-time favorite Amish paste. And yeah, I like German Pink, German Johnson. Those are really good ones for big tomatoes. Abe Lincoln. Yeah, alright, so you get the point. I'm doing tomatoes. I'm doing tomatoes today. I have my peppers. Here, let me turn you around and just show you real quick before I get started doing too much. Okay, so confession time. This is, well, I have 3 trays of peppers right here. You can't see, this is a grow light, and then this is a grow light. But try to get it in here. Alright, so this tray was up in my little greenhouse. I have a greenhouse up in the other room, and I kept it zipped. I had the heat of the heating mat. This is a heating mat. I had that on, and then I had some grow lights really close to the soil. And what happened was, I do believe it got too warm in there and pretty much cooked those seeds. The soil probably got too warm, and the ones on the outside germinated. Both sides. They all germinated fine. The ones in the middle here, they did not. You can see there's a couple, but they're sparse. So I went and replanted all of those last week. The ones that I did not do that to, I didn't have quite so much heat towards. They're doing well, except for the Spanish Mammoth. Spanish Mammoth is an older seed, so maybe it's time I replenish that seed stock. Oh, here, this one just came up and it has the seed stuck to it. I need to get that off so it can get the light, so it will grow. Back here is the same story. There's a few here in the middle that didn't grow. Other than that, we're doing good. I have one more tray of peppers that that is still in the little greenhouse, and I'm planning on moving them today, and that way they can all be here, and I can put the tomatoes in the little greenhouse. This is my onions, and those are doing really well. This is the celery. The celery should be transplanted. I always try to ruffle it up a little bit, try to get them strong. This here is a little salad bowl we've been eating off of. I have kale and lettuce, and this is mustard, spicy mustard. I think I have some arugula in here too. Anyways, it's just a salad mix that I thought I would grow because I was hungry for some fresh salads. Down below are just some flowers that I tried keeping alive over the winter. And yeah, that's that. And here I started some wildflowers. They need a drink. And so I put them there in a way to remind myself to give them some water. These are regular 10 by 20 trays. Actually, one of my viewers sent me some of these pots, and so that was great. It's just that my measurements were a little bit off. I thought that I could get 3 rows on here, and I can't because they're a little bit too big. So that's my fault. I didn't measure. I just assumed. I don't know why. But anyways, next year I'll probably go with a 3-inch. Yeah, because they're a 10-20, which means 10 inches by 20 inch. Why did I think 4-inch? Okay, never mind. Anyway, I'm going to start filling these with my soil. So what I have here is just a plastic tote. You can see it's just a plastic tote. Actually, it's one that's been broken, so that's why I use it. And I put my soil mix in here, and then I actually put hot water in with it, and then mix it in, make sure it's good and warm, and all the soil is moist, and then I fill up my trays. So if you hear a lot of squeaky noises, Sanders is behind me. This is his little office where he does all of his 3D printing. I like to press it down in, put more soil, and that way it gives it a lot of soil for the roots system to grow into. So, and then I'm going to keep it about maybe a 1/2 inch below the top. That way I have room for more soil to go on top and for it not to just run over everywhere. So I'm going to fill all of these up. I have 15 little pots here, seed pots. And so what I'm thinking is this would give me 15 different varieties of tomatoes, and I could do 2 of these. So debating on whether or not to put 4 or 5 seeds per pot, and then I'll transplant them as needed. So I think maybe I'll do 5. I'll do 4, 1 in each corner, and then 1 right in the middle. So I'm going to start with this one, because I'm excited about this one. This is a vintage wine, and I'm planting it on April 1st. So yeah, I always write when I planted it, so I know how long it's been in the soil, just in case it doesn't germinate or something, and I have time to replant. So yeah, how many of you actually start your plants from seed like this? I'd like to know. Leave that in the comment below. Of course, I always want to start starting. I always want to start in February when nothing is growing and it's snowing outside. But of course, you know that by the time it's ready to be planted in May, for us it's May, and it's towards the end of May. Our last frost date is May 15, I believe. But if I've started planting in February, which I have done before, things can get really out of hand fast. And this room that I'm sitting in has been overflowing with plants, and I'm sure Sanders would agree that that there's no room for people, just plants. Anyway, I'm going to keep planting, and I'm going to show you what Sanders is doing also, since he's quietly working behind me. So this is Sanders' workstation as far as his 3D printing area is. He set himself up a table and kind of took over this whole area. This is kind of my office area where I do all my editing and stuff, which my desk is over here, but yeah, he took this spot.
It broke.
Oh.
It's
Oh, what are you working on here? What is this thing?
It's supposed to be this, but
No, I mean, what is this frame of, or?
a WPL.
What?
The WPL.
And
Truck.
it's a truck, a remote control. Did you build it?
Sorta.
What are we printing right now?
Frame.
A frame for what?
Snowmobile.
So the squeaky noises that you hear is this thing. His plan is to have his own kind of 3D printing business, and I'm going to show you what it is that he wants to sell.
This is my first sled. Snowmobile, whatever. And not sure what else to say.
What do you do with it? Like,
It's a snowmobile. It's a remote control snowmobile. And
can it go through grass? Can it go through snow?
anything really.
It can. And it has a motor in it?
Not right now.
Oh,
Empty.
okay. It's all 3D printed,
Yep.
and each piece comes apart.
Yep. It's all screwed together.
Oh, it's screwed together.
Yeah.
So is that the only one you've made?
No, it's my first.
That's your first?
This is my second.
Okay.
snowmobile. It's a Polaris. That one's a Skidoo.
A Skidoo.
Skidoo. Skidoo.
And this a Skidoo. And this is a Polaris.
And me and a friend designed this rear end. It's an Axis platform. And that works. Still in testing. We haven't released the files yet,
But it's all 3D printed.
yeah.
And you designed it. You and your
This.
friend.
Just-
Yes.
Just this area. I had to drill new holes in the skid.
That one's not finished.
This one's done.
Where's the track?
I just need a longer one of these. And I need a track and a drive shaft and handlebars and new seat base. This one's different. It's held on by magnets. There's a magnet there
Oh,
and one there. And yes, that's it.
cool.
Removable seat.
The seat removes.
Same with that one though. And yeah. How much else?
That's pretty cool.
Then that's for my third one.
You're starting a third one.
Yep.
This is the little greenhouse I have. Actually, one of my viewers, I have some very generous viewers, sent me this. And I got this for my birthday last year. So I'm excited. I was so excited to receive it and use it. And now I've been using it for a little bit. So I have the tomatoes all finished here. And you can see these are my grow lights. I have 2 of them over here. The tray sits on a heating mat. I actually have 2 of them because I plan on putting my other tray of tomatoes. I've got one finished. So I have one more to go. Down here, if you can see, I have other things started. Peppers in here. I have more onions that I planted later in here, and stevia and flowers. And in here, I'm trying to, very carefully, grow some lavender. I forgot to show you his cookies. So the first few that he was making, he just kept them in a ball, and they got really thick. And he didn't think they were getting done in the middle, which they are. So then he took a cup and squashed them down. And that's the size of the cookie that you end up with now. And I think it's a little bit softer. You didn't have to cook it quite so long. Of course, I disrupted him. And he made one batch. He left it in a little bit too long. So you're going to need some milk or coffee to get those down. They're going to be a little more crisp. But those are his cookies. He did a really good job, and they taste really good.